Welcome to section 7.1, Introduction to Conics. Conical is the adjective used to describe something that is cone-shaped, and conics are the four shapes that we obtain when we slice through and get a cross-section of these two cones, like we can see here. Really, they are two shapes that we already are pretty familiar with, a circle and a parabola, and then two that we might not be as familiar with yet, called an ellipse, kind of like an oval, and a hyperbola, which is essentially just two parabolas. We can see that we're taking a cross section of this three-dimensional cone. That means that we are taking this sheet of paper, or if you want to think about it as like a sheet metal or something strong, and it slices through the three-dimensional cone. When it slices through, it creates what's called a cross section, which is something that is more two-dimensional that we can graph in this case. So this cross section here forms a parabola. This cross section here, when we're slicing straight across, forms a circle. When we slice through at an angle where it looks similar to the parabola, but in this case the parabola goes through the bottom. In this case it doesn't go through the bottom, and so we have an oval here called an ellipse. And then a hyperbola we get when we slice through vertically, and we essentially have two parabolas. These are the four shapes called conics. In your notes, it's not really necessary to draw this. I just think that it's important to have seen it once because then your brain can conjure up the image. What does conics mean? Why is a circle a conic when conic means cone, for example? Well, now you understand how it's related to the cones. What I would recommend doing in your notes is drawing or sketching just these four conic figures and making sure you understand what each one looks like. Here's what your notes might look like. This is just a quick sketch that I did. It doesn't have to be beautiful. We have a circle and an ellipse. Then a parabola can either be facing upwards or sideways, depending on if it's x squared or y squared. And then a hyperbola is similar. The hyperbola is both of these shapes together, so this would be one hyperbola. And there you have it. In this quick video, we talked about what conics means and why we use the word conic to describe these four shapes.